Y'all don't really want it like that. Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the.
What up, what up, what up, PHIN fans? It's your boy Big C back with another episode of the PHIN Posse podcast. Breaking down this Miami Dolphins versus the Green Bay Packers. Oh, it's a big one, folks. It's a big one. Probably the biggest game of the year. But how's everybody doing here tonight? Everybody got their tomorrow's Thanksgiving. Everybody got somewhere hopefully to enjoy a hot meal and enjoy your friends and family and get filled up on that turkey dinner and watch a bunch of football. There ain't nothing better than that on Thanksgiving. Friends, family, good food, and football. That's what America's about. But anyway, I wanted to get into this game. This is the biggest game of the year for the Miami Dolphins. This is our season. This is the toughest game we have left remaining on our schedule. Every other game I feel like is very winnable. I feel like this game's winnable. But this is definitely our most difficult in terms of just how complete a team Green Bay is. Plus it has all the narratives that have been killing this team for the last few years. It seems like it's got every one of them. It's a late season game. I mean, you might as well call it December. I mean, we have our December breakdown every year. You might as well call this a December game. Miami can't win in December. The Packers are a good team. Miami can't beat the good teams. It's supposed to be cold. Miami can't win in cold weather. It's got all these narratives that have been labeled to this team over the Mike McDaniel era, and even before that, if we're being completely honest. I mean, this team's never really been a strong December team. I mean, we come from hot weather and we play that in the AFC East, and there's a lot of traveling up to the north. I mean, even when Marino was here, I remember being a kid and it seemed like we started out the season strong and we'd stutter at the end there because we'd have to go to Buffalo. We'd have to go to New York. We had to go to New England. Indy was in a dome back when Indy was in the AFC East. That was quite a few years ago. How many of y'all remember that? Yeah, when the Colts were in this division, thank God they got taken out. Could you imagine having to play Tom Brady and Peyton Manning twice a year for their whole careers? That would have been a real that would have been a we have left on our schedule. And right now we're sitting at 5-6. We're at 8th seed in the AFC. We're trailing the Broncos, the Chargers, the Ravens. Those are the teams ahead of us that we're fighting for a playoff berth. And we got to win. Now, do I think we got to win out? Do I think if we lose this game is at the end of our season? No. I don't think it's the end of our season because those three teams plus the Pittsburgh Steelers, if you caught any of my last streams, I really feel strongly about Pittsburgh possibly not making the playoffs. Even though they're sitting at 8-3 and the head of the AFC North right now, I feel strong that the Pittsburgh Steelers can end up missing the playoffs. What up to a Tuesday? What's up? Excited for the game tomorrow? Excited for eat some good food and chill? But yeah, I feel strongly that the Pittsburgh Steelers could end up missing the playoffs. They got a hard stretch of games. I mean, they got Cincy twice. They got Baltimore again. They got Cleveland again, which they just lost to. They got the Chiefs, and I think they got the Chargers. What up? What up? What up? How you doing tonight? How's everybody doing? So yeah, like if we lose tomorrow, it's not the end of the season. It's not. But if we need to kill the narratives. Tua said it best. I mean, Tua said all the right things the other day in his news conference, how much of a pleasure it was going to be to play on Thanksgiving, and how back in Hawaii he used to watch the games, and he knows that the Miami Dolphins are going to be the only game on TV, and whether people like the teams or not, everybody's watching. And he's right. Whether you're a Dolphins fan, a Packers fan, you'll be watching the game because it's Thanksgiving and that's what people do. So what better opportunity for this Miami Dolphins team to kill the narrative? And that's what Tua said. Tua said, I'm going out to kill the narratives. That this Miami Dolphins team can't win in cold weather. It's supposed to be between 20, I've seen between 35 degrees and 20 degrees around kickoff. Check. Box check. It's going to be chilly. It's going to be cold. There's that narrative. Beat a good team. We can't beat the good teams. The Packers, everybody will admit the Packers are a good team. The Packers are definitely a good team. Check that box. And like I said, it's a little stretch. It's only November 28th, but we can't win in December. Check the box. It's December. This is December football. This is December weather. This game is a December game. It might technically be November, but it's December. That's the three main narratives that have haunted this team for years. For years. And I think that this is the golden opportunity with the world watching to change the narrative on this Miami Dolphins team. And I think we're more than capable of doing it. What up, Costa Nostra? What up? How we doing tonight? Let's take a look at some of these numbers. The Packers offense, they're really good, folks. They're good. This Packers offense is good. Total offense, they're ranked 5th. They're 5th in the NFL in total offense. 382 yards a game. Passing, they're 11th. 230 yards a game. This isn't going to be easy for us. It's not going to be easy. We're going to have to play our best. We're not going to be able to go in there and get a W without a top-notch performance. Don't get me wrong. We're going to have to play some of our best football. Rushing, they're 3rd in the league. Josh Jacobs is only behind Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley in rushing right now. He's having a phenomenal season. We got to stop the run tomorrow. We got to put the ball in Jordan Love's hands and make him make a mistake. We got to. Listen, I'm a Tua fan, but I'm not getting on the train till Tua proves he could actually win this type of game in this type of conditions. I get it. I feel you. I feel you. I'm a fan of Tua too. I feel the same way though. Like I said, I'm never going to steer you wrong. I'm never going to point anybody in the wrong direction. I mean, everybody's going to feel the way they want to feel about Tua regardless. Everybody's going to have their own opinion on him. But how can you be fully committed to a quarterback if he can't win those type of games? I mean, you can be a fan of Tua if he can't win those type of games, but then you can't say you're a real Dolphins fan. Because if you can't win them type of games, you're not what's best for the Miami Dolphins. So in that situation, you can't be both. You can't support a quarterback that can't beat any good teams, that can't win in December, and can't win cold games when you play in the AFC East. And say you're a Dolphins fan. It doesn't add up. It just doesn't add up. You can't have it both ways. You can't be a Tua fan and a Dolphins fan if he can't win those type of games. I'm not a fan of him, and he needs to prove a lot more than winning one game above a 500 playoff win would be a good start. You're absolutely right. You're right. I mean, even if they pull out the W tomorrow and Tua plays fantastic, I mean, that doesn't end everything. But listen, you got to have a start somewhere. You got to have a start somewhere. And like I said in a couple of my previous videos, it's just not all on Tua. I mean, that's where the Tua haters come in, is that, oh, the last 2-3 years, Tua's lost all these games. He can't beat a good team. He can't win in December. By the time December usually rolls around, this team has been beat the F up. This team been beat the F up the last few years. Like I said, last couple of years, we've had 9 players out for the season or out for multiple games in December. And these are starters. Starters that we're missing 8-9 guys a year. I mean, if you take 8-9 guys, starting caliber players off any team, they're not going to be able to beat good teams. They're not going to, it don't matter what the weather is. I mean, we've seen Tua perform decently in colder weather. That game in Buffalo, when they were throwing the snowballs, Tua had a good game. Tua had a good game in that game. Tua's had some decent games against good teams. But it's not all on Tua. Last year in Kansas City, when we played Kansas City, he didn't make Tyreek fumble the ball and it get returned for a touchdown. He didn't make that happen. So I mean, you can't place all the blame on him. He deserves a lot of the blame though. He is the quarterback of this team. He deserves a lot of the blame. You're 100% correct, but he hasn't had that big win and can say I carried my team today, and we need that. We do. We do. But do I think Tua has that capability? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but I don't know if he has the capability to do that if everybody else is playing shitty. I mean, he's not Patrick Mahomes. He's not Josh Allen. That's not who he is. But does that mean he can't be a successful quarterback for us? Does that mean he can't win Super Bowls for us? No. Last time we won a game over 500 was against the Cowboys last season. Yep. I listen, I know. But I truly believe you won't be able to write that sentence tomorrow. After tomorrow, I truly believe you're going to write the last time we won a game over a 500 team was against the Green Bay Packers on November 28th, 2024 of this season. Listen, I never said that the narratives that people have on this team or that they have on Tua are wrong. They're not wrong. But he has an opportunity tomorrow. This team has an opportunity tomorrow to change, to start the change. Because it's not going to go away with one win. It's not. They're still going to say, well, they can't beat a good team except for that one time. Tua doesn't play good in the cold weather except that one time. It's going to have to be multiple times. It's going to have to be multiple times. Okay, I have a question. If we win the Super Bowl, we are putting his status in from Hard Rock or a team statue. That's why I feel the quarterback has a lot of the blame. His statue in front of the Hard Rock. Listen, you're right. I mean, that's sports, though. That's sports. The quarterback always takes most of the credit, and I guess it's fair to take most of the blame. They go hand in hand. You're the highest paid player on the team. You're the face of the franchise. If you win a Super Bowl, yeah, Tua's going to get the credit. He's gonna be. He probably will get a statue. Shoot, he probably will get a statue. So I mean, like I said, the criticisms are fair. They are fair. Let's get back into some of these numbers. So, like I said, the Packers rushing offense is third in the league right now, only behind Saquon, who's having a MVP type season, and Derrick Henry. That's some pretty good company. That we're gonna have our hands full stopping this run. We're gonna have our hands full stopping this run, but we're gonna have to limit him. Are we gonna be able to flat out stop Josh Jacobs tomorrow? I mean, I don't think that's the case, but we gotta limit him. He had 3 touchdowns last week. We can't let that happen this week. We can't let it happen. It's gonna be tough on us. Sacks allowed. Our scoring, they're 8th in scoring at 26.2 points per game. I mean, they can score. They don't have a superstar receiver, but they got good receivers. They got good receivers that do a multitude of things. Each one of them has like their own little niche. Now, the good news is one of them receivers is going to be out tomorrow, Dobbin, however you say his name. The one that starts with a D, Dobbs. He's out tomorrow. That's good news for us. But we have our starting corner out. Fuller's out tomorrow. He ain't playing. Storm Duck has played decent in his place, though, which is encouraging. I think he had a 73 rating on Pro Football. So, I mean, we gotta limit them. We gotta limit them. We're not gonna be able to shut them down completely. We just gotta limit them. Sacks allowed. They're second in the NFL in sacks allowed with only 15. This offense, they got a good offensive line. We're gonna have to win. We're gonna have to win up front. Are we capable of winning up front against a good offensive line? I mean, we have the players. Chop Robinson has came on the last couple games. He's been phenomenal. He's got the highest win rate for pass rushing in the NFL the last 2 weeks. And yeah, it's only 2 weeks, but I'm glad that we're seeing the potential finally come out. The kid puts in work. He stays after practice. He works with Teron Armstead on pass rushing moves. He's a freaking nature when it comes to his athletic ability. He has such a quick first step in that dip. That first step, he reminds me of Cameron Wake. That first step and how fast he gets off that ball and dips that shoulder reminds me of Cam Wake. If Chop Robinson can turn into Cam Wake, I think we'll all be happy, right? If Jalen Phillips can stay healthy and turn into a Jason Taylor and Chop Robinson can turn into a Cam Wake, imagine what that pass rush would be like. It'd be filthy. That'd be filthy. Calais Campbell has had a great year up front for us. But his playing time is limited because, I mean, he's the oldest player in the NFL, or he's one of the oldest players in the NFL. Zach Sealer has been phenomenal up front for us. So, I mean, we have the players that can create some havoc. Even though this offensive line's really good, we can still create havoc. We have the players that can create havoc. This is where they're kind of middle of the pack on their third down offense. They're only 19th. So I mean, if we can get them in the third down in the third down positions, they're not overly great at converting. Sorry about that. Giveaways, they're 18th. They have 14 turnovers. That's the one area we can really take advantage is that Jordan Love has been giving away the ball a little bit. He's been making mistakes and turning the ball over. We gotta create turnovers. If we can create turnovers and keep them in third down positions, we can limit this offense. Like I said, we don't got to shut them down. We just got to limit them. Let's see how our defense racks up against them. Total defense, we're 7th in the league right now. We got a good defense. I know sometimes it don't look like we're the best, but this is a top 10 defense. We're 7th in total yards at 304. Passing, we're 8th at 197 a game. We don't give up a lot of yards. This defense doesn't give up a hell of a lot of yards. Rushing, we're 9th, 106.9 a game. We're stingy against the run. Their strength is running, but we're good against the run. We can limit him. We can push them in the third downs, third and longs. We can limit them. This is scoring defense. We're 11th in the NFL at 21.5 points per game. That's not bad. We're right there, top 10 defense. So, yeah, they got a good offense. They got a really good offense. But we got a good defense. We got a good defense. Sacks, we're only 26th in the league with 21 sacks. We've struggled to get pressure on the quarterback this year. We've struggled. That's the one area on this defense that we've really struggled. We give quarterbacks too much time, and it makes it rough on us. We got to put more pressure on him. We got to put pressure on Jordan Love. Jordan Love's not a great quarterback under pressure. If you can get him under duress, he'll make a mistake. If we can get him under duress, he'll make a mistake. He gets flustered back there when pressure comes. Check the film. Check the film when he got someone coming in his face. He makes mistakes. Third down defense, we're phenomenal. They struggle on third down. We're great on third down. That's a win for us. Like I said, if we can get them the third downs, we can't let them get first downs on first and second down. We got to keep them on third downs. The more the third downs, the better. Because they're not overly strong at it, and we're awesome. We're awesome when we get someone the third down. We get them off the field. We get them off the field. Takeaways, that's another area that we struggle. That's why this defense doesn't look as good as their top 10 ranking because we don't get a lot of sacks and we don't get a lot of takeaways. And both those things are important to have in a top defense. Both those things are important. Those are two major things. Tua Tuesday says, I think Lloyd Weaver is going to have a good game plan. I mean, I like Weaver. I think he's done an all right job. We also can't overcommit. Yeah, I mean, you definitely can't overcommit. If we overcommit, Jordan Love's going to take our tops off. Especially Jordan Poyer. Jordan Poyer's been a liability all year. We can't allow it. We can't allow this defense to rely on Jordan Poyer whether we get a win. We don't want to put that pressure on him. Howland will be playing, so that's good, Javon. I mean, he hasn't had a great year, but we haven't seen a bunch of passes go flying over his head for long touchdowns. So there's that. Our biggest thing is that we're pretty healthy. Like I said, the last few years, we've had 8, 9 starters out. The start of this December, we're pretty healthy. Phillips is out for the year. Jalen, he's been out. Austin Jackson's out for the year. He's been out. Fuller's not playing tomorrow, which sucks. And our middle linebacker's out. But I think Dotson can take over for him, and it won't be that big a loss. I feel like they have the same skill set. I feel like they're close to being the same player. So I don't feel too bad about that. But we're healthy this year. We're healthy going into this cold game. We're healthy going up against this good team. I mean, nobody wants to give us the benefit of the doubt and say how injured we've been for all these games that Tua can't supposedly win. But we've had so many injuries. We've had so many injuries. And I know every team gets injured. I just feel like we've had this over amount of injuries. Like an extreme amount of injuries, almost like our conditioning coach needed to be fired because these people weren't getting their bodies right or something. We are healthy, no excuses. You're absolutely right. There's no more excuses that can be had. There's no more excuses. If we can't win this game and be competitive, that's the biggest. We got to be competitive at least. If the Packers just go out there and beat us and they had a great game, we had a great game, I can live with that. It'll suck, but it gives you hope. But too many times these games haven't been competitive. Too many times the cold weather games haven't been competitive. You just didn't feel like we could win. Too many times against the good teams, we haven't been competitive. We can't have a start like we had against the Rams. The offense started slow. Yeah, I mean, we got to play our best. We got to play our best football. There's no question. There's no slow starts and trying to catch up later. There can't be none of that. We got to come out from opening kickoff and play a good game. We got to play a complete game. This isn't one of them teams that you go out and you play half a game good or 3/4 good. You got to have 4 quarters worth of good football play, or you're not going to win. That's how you beat good teams. That's how you become a good team. You don't go in and have them layoffs. You don't go in and struggle for the first 15 minutes of the game. You go in and you play, you start out strong. Both units have to start fast. Absolutely. We typically kick off first if we get the opportunity to, which I like that because I like getting the ball first in the second half. But sometimes I wish we'd take the first possession and go out there and put points on the board and put pressure on them right away. You know what I mean? Sometimes I just feel like, especially against like Buffalo or some of them teams that have really beat us and got high powered offenses. Sometimes I think if we were just to take the ball first, go down and score a touchdown, that it'd be more beneficial to us than getting the ball first in the second half. All right, let's take a look at our offense versus their defense. Take a look at it, look at it, look at it. I'm pumped for the game, though. I'm definitely pumped because I'm excited. I think this team can do it. I really legit do. I'm not blinded by it being a Dolphins fan. I legit think that we have a chance to win this game and kill the narrative. Well, quiet the narratives. Quiet. All right, let's take a look. Dolphins total offense. Now, mind you, the offensive stats and our offensive rankings, they're not complete. They're not complete. So the stats that I read you, we wouldn't be ranked in them same positions if Tua was here the whole year. I mean, we had 5 weeks of the season where we were pretty much a dead team, offensively anyway. Like maybe I'm over exaggerating, but in the games that Tua was out, it legit felt like we struggled to move the ball 10 yards. Legit. Like I feel like the other team's defense could have gave us the ball at the 30 and we would have struggled to get in to maintain field goal range. That's how bad I feel this offense was. We only averaged 10 points a game for that 5 games that Tua was gone. quarterbacks were struggling to throw for 120 yards a game. So these stats I'm about to lay down, we're not that bad. We're not that bad. To a Tuesday thinks we can win. Listen, facts, brother, facts. Anyway, so like I said, these stats offensively you could take with a grain of salt because if Tua would have been healthy the whole year, we definitely rank better. But right now, we're 20th in the NFL at 323 yards a game, total offense. Passing, we're 19th at 207 a game. Rushing, we're 16th at 116 a game, which that's fallen off the last couple weeks. We haven't really ran the ball that great. But Tua's kind of taken over the last couple weeks. So scoring, 24th in the league at 19.6 per game. I mean, you're not going to rank very high when you're averaging 10 points a game for 5 games. That's over a 30-year season right there that we only average 10 points a game. So, of course, you're not going to be ranked very high. Sacks allowed, 18th in the NFL with 27. I mean, that's not bad considering our makeshift offensive line that we have. Teron Armstead has been pretty healthy this year. Brewer's been all right. I would have liked to have seen us bring Connor back, but then Connor ended up retiring, so I don't really know what his deal was. Isaiah Wynn will be active this week, but he's Robert Jones' backup. I don't know if they're just trying to get him a little bit more practice before he takes over the left guard spot. But he's not starting this week, but he will be active. Isaiah Wynn will be active. Third down conversion. We're good on third downs offensively. We're 10th in the league, 41%. We're completing, we're moving the ball when it gets to third down. We're getting first downs, which is great. That's a great stat. Giveaways, we're 11th in the NFL with 12 turnovers. That's not bad. It's not bad. We take care of the ball pretty good. Now it just sucks that out of them 12 turnovers, 2 of them cost us 2 games. 2 turnovers to cost us 2 games. If Mostert wouldn't have fumbled, I really think we would have 2 more wins right now. But what can you do? What can you do? Let's go and take a look at the Packers D. Total defense, they're 12th, 319. This Packers team is an all-around good team. All around. They're an all-around good team. That's why it's going to take 4 whole quarters. We got to come out and immediately punch them in the effing mouth and not let up. Passing defense are 10th at 206 yards a game. Rushing 13th at 112 a game. Scoring, they're 10th. They give up 20 points a game. We're scoring more than 20. Believe that. Believe that. We're scoring more than 20. Sacks, they're 19th at 27. That's a good stat for us. They don't overly get after the quarterback. So Tua should have time. Tua should have some time. Third down defense, they're 12th, 35%. They're good at getting people off the field on third down. Takeaways, that's where they're strong at. They don't get a lot of sacks, but they take the ball away. They take the ball away. They're second in the NFL in that with 22. They create turnovers. Good news is their star pass, our corner, Alexander, is out. Their star corner's out. So one of their star receivers and their star corner's out. That's big. Alexander's one of the top corners in the league. And the fact that he can't play, that definitely helps us. That definitely helps us. I feel if Tua didn't get injured, we would be at least 9-3. Yeah, I don't know if we would have lost any of those games that Tua was out for. Not if Tua was playing the way he's playing right now. If Tua was playing that way, I don't think that we would have lost any of those. I think 27 to 30 points and we win. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to have to keep them under 30. So, yeah, 27 to 30 points, I think we win too. Let's make it 28. Let's make it 28 to 30 because we've lost 2 games scoring 27. So, let's make it 28. 27 is an unlucky number for us. 28 to 30 and we win. Now, I read our offensive numbers that didn't sound too great because Tua missed 5 games since Tua's returned. We're 14th in the NFL in passing yardage. We're 8th in passing. Our rushing is taking a hit because we're passing the ball more. We're 23rd. I think that has a lot to do too with they took all Mostert's carries away. And I know he fumbled a couple times, but they need Mostert. Should A-Chain be the starter? Sure. But they need to Mostert has to get some carries. They're different types of runners. And if A-Chain's not running the ball good, you got to get the ball in the Mostert's hand. Because maybe Mostert has the high hand. Maybe Jalen Wright has the high hand. But I don't agree with not getting Mostert the ball. I don't know what's going on. I understand that they want A-Chain and they want to move towards the younger players. That Mostert probably won't be back next year. But this is about this year. Mostert needs to get more touches. So 23rd in the league since Tua's came back. Scoring, this is the big difference. We went from 24th in the league at scoring 19.6 a game. So while Tua's playing, we're ranked 3rd in the NFL. 3rd in the NFL in points per game at 29. That's the difference between Tua and without Tua. Without Tua, we was at 11 points per game. With Tua, 29 points per game since he's returned from injury. Sacks allowed. We've given up 9 sacks since Tua's came back. A lot of those, 3 of those came in one game where Tua was just holding on. That Rams game where he was just holding on to the ball too long. He struggled in that first quarter against the Rams. He was making dumb rookie mistakes, which drove me crazy. And we've had 4 turnovers since he's came back. Since Tua's came back, 55% on 3rd downs. That'd be number 1 in the NFL. We're converting 55% of the time on 3rd down since Tua's came back from injury. That's phenomenal numbers. Those numbers are great. That makes we have a top offense. We're 3rd in scoring since Tua's came back at 29 points per game. And we keep drives going 55% of the time, which is number 1 in the NFL. We eat the clock. We eat up yards. This new offense we have isn't 80-yard bombs, 60-yard bombs. This ain't huge play offense. This offense that we're playing right now is more equipped for the football weather, for this December weather, which is football weather. It's more equipped. That's why I feel so confident that we can be successful, unlike prior years. Number one, we're healthy, or as healthy as you can be in November or November, December. We're healthy. The offense isn't relying on these huge plays. We're the masters of the screenplay. Jonnu Smith tearing it up. A-Chain tearing it up. And then if you get big games out of like Waddle last week, maybe it's Tyreek this week with Alexander out. And we're burning the clock away. And then our defense. Since our defense got Sealer back, Holland back, and since David Long got taken out the starting lineup, take a look at what we're rocking with that. Sorry. Since Sealers came back from his eye socket, since David Longs went out, and since Javon Hollins came back to the starting lineup, we're only giving 298 yards a game up. That's fourth in the NFL. We're giving up 225 yards passing. That's 23rd in the NFL. That number's dropped because we've been winning. So teams have had to pass. They've had to throw the ball. Rushing, we've only given up 73 yards a game since they've came back. 73 yards, that's first in the NFL. We can stop the run. We can stop Josh Jacobs. We're only giving up 17 points per game since them three have came back healthy. That's fifth in the NFL. Since them three have came back healthy, and since Chop Robinson has turned it on, we're only giving up 28% on third downs. That's first in the NFL. We only got 21 sacks on the whole year, but in the last two games since Chop Robinson has turned the corner, it looks like, we have 7 sacks. So the whole rest of the season, we only had 14. The last 2 weeks when Chop has turned it on and like turned the corner for us, we have 7. In the last couple of weeks, we have 3 of our 12 turnovers. This defense has improved because we're healthy, because Chop Robinson's playing at a higher level. This defense has been phenomenal. If this defense shows up, and if we can play the type of offense we've been playing since Tua's came back from injury, we will beat the Green Bay Packers. We will beat the Green Bay Packers 100%. Excuse my language. Fuck that cold weather. Fuck, we can't beat a good team. Fuck, we can't win in December. We are gonna win this game. This isn't the same team from the last couple years. This isn't the same team. We are going to win. And then we're going to run the rest of the table. We're going to make the playoffs. And then we're probably either going to get stuck with the Texans, which I'm cool with. I think we beat the Texans again because we're going to beat them in the regular season. Or we get the Buffalo Bills in the playoffs and we beat them too. This team, Tua's gonna kill some of the narratives. He's gonna shut up some of the haters. He'll never shut them all up, but he's gonna shut some of them up because this year he's gonna win in cold weather. He's gonna win in December. He's gonna beat good teams, and he's gonna win a playoff game. Yeah, the injury report's out. The only two people that are out is Walker, the middle linebacker, and Fuller's out. I mean, Armstead's questionable, but he doesn't practice ever. And they had Tyreek questionable, but they're both going to play. So it's just Walker's out and Fuller. And like I said, they got Alexander out, their star corner. They got Dobbs, their star wide receiver, out. And they had a couple other people, one tight end and a couple linemen, I think, that are missing the game too. So we're pretty healthy. What's my score? My score is 31-23 Dolphins. Fins for the win, baby. Fins for the win. 31-23 Miami. It's going to be a beautiful Thanksgiving. Get to have your pie and eat it too. I wish the great John Madden was still around so Tua could get a turduncan, big old turduncan leg. That'd be what's up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I gotta go. I'm going over to the Game Changers Network. Join me over there. We're gonna talk about some of the other games coming up. We're gonna talk some more Fins football too. You know what it is. But come check us out, Game Changers. The Game Changers podcast. Thank you for checking in. I love y'all. Go Fins. You know what time it is. I'll be live streaming the game. Come check it out with me tomorrow. Come check it out. See if I'm full of shit. See if I'm right or if I'm wrong. You say 28-17? Yeah, Game Changers. Right here. This little picture right here. Up in my corner, Game Changers Media. Yeah, we got a show over there called The Blitz. It's me and my cousin. Come check it out, though. You said you do got the Dolphins, right? 28-17? All right, I'll see you over there. Love y'all. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for checking in. Come check me out tomorrow. Peace.